go that direction.
Exactly.
That's the funny thing with Alliance now moving over onto the blue side. You can ban Twitch and he'll just first pick Cogmore anyway. So let's see if those switches happen. Nidalee, Syndra, same bans for Alliance. Ahri, Lee Sin banned against Shook. I think it's worth it. Shook's made some big plays with Lee Sin.
He's been absolutely fantastic, actually. He's the guy early game who makes all the plays. And also team fights, he's been the main engage. It's actually not been Wicked on Alistar Maokai. It's been Shook on Lee Sin, setting it up every time he had the chance. And Alliance don't want to toy around with any Kassadin baits here.
Yeah, Kassadin taken away. All of the focus on the mid lane from Alliance once again. Fnatic, what will they go with? Will they let Maokai through? It's kind of been a null point, honestly, if you were to ask me about it.
Yeah.
If we were to look last week at the quarterfinals, we think Maokai is going to be such a big deal, but these teams have already figured out how to counter it. Nidalee is open. I tell you, it's been banned again. I can't see that corner of the screen. It just throws me every time. Twisted Fate is banned out, and again, Cogmore straight away locked in by Alliance. Tabs is happy again.
So pretty much the same bans as game 1, except now Kassadin was banned by Alliance instead of Orianna, and we had Lee Sin banned on the side of Fnatic instead of the Twitch. But it just leaves once again. You get possibly the best AD carry at the moment as your first pick. Yes, okay, Fnatic can reply with Tristana. Game 1 they replied with Vayne. It didn't work out. They have to take something like Tristana here, unless they want to risk Alliance once again running double AD. It probably won't now that Kassadin isn't in the game. At least Nami should go on the side of Fnatic.
And a safe first pick on the mid laner here as well in their first rounds. Don't think it's a bad idea, in all honesty, with so much focus on those mid laners to take the safer option early on. We know that both Froggen and Peke can really come up with the goods. Funny thing is, you first pick in that Nami, and we could just see Nif say, well, you know how effective my Unbreakable was last game when you were trying to start fights with your tidal wave. We're just going to go for a similar thing here again. Will we see a Talon coming for Froggen, though, in this mid lane?
It is actually a good pick against Orianna in there, because you silence her, so you won't be able to respond back with any damage or shield, and then you can get a lot of damage off onto it, but I haven't seen Froggen play Talon in a long, long time. Curb is normally the player in Europe who would pick Talon. He's not actually been winning games on it, though. Been picking it as a counter, not been winning games.
It's a risky pick. And
it is. It's high risk, high reward.
High risk pick. And honestly, Alliance could take a risk now, but it's a dangerous game. You don't want to give the momentum back to Fnatic. So, Shook, he's got to fall back as always. Kha'Zix getting locked in was a big, big part in the semi-final matches. Maokai, of course, once again for Wicked. And now we see Lulu and Reckless gets on Tristana. Okay. So, bit of a slow turnaround from Fnatic. They're going to take a while to get going here.
Yeah, again, they protect the AD carry, come a bit like they ran in game 1. They're going to try and do the same here now with Orianna, Lulu, and Nami, all to just peel for Reckless in the late game. But they have to get to the late game, as you just pointed out here. I mean, Lulu is fine in the mid game, but it's all about your AD carry now, because he's the guy you want to protect. And of course, Tristana, strong early, weak mid game, good late game. So in that case, Fnatic will be looking to go late, and then it's just all about these teamfights and all about, once again, investing all your time and farm onto Reckless and pray that he can carry. But Maokai can get a lot of armor, get in his face. Tristana is not able to jump away from a Maokai, and if you do lock in the Braum as well, you once again have the counter now for Nami in these teamfights with the tidal wave.
Oh, Zilean looking like it's going to be locked in. Froggen gonna be picking that one up, so they take the Braum, and Zilean will fall in the hands of Froggen this time around. See how he does this one as he just readjusts himself when you see, like, okay, I'm playing Zilean now, time to get comfy.
And in pretty much every game we have seen Fnatic play, at least today, they've had a very hard time diving the back line of Alliance. This game is going to be the exact same. I mean, your top laner is Lolo. She's not going to run to the enemy backline. She's going to stay with the AD carry. Same goes for Orianna. Same goes for Nami. So you now have 4 people making the backline. You have no tank. Sana has to log in a tank. If he goes Elysia, again, there's nobody to go into the backline of Alliance. And if they ever do catch taps out of position, Zilean is there with his ulti to help him and make sure he stays safe. So on the side of Fnatic here, they're basically waiting for Alliance to engage the fight, and then it's all about just kite, keep dealing damage, and then when someone drops low, you go all in, you get the kill, you get the reset for Tristana, and then Reckless suddenly can start jumping in. But they have to kill the front line of Shook and Wicked. And then they also, of Nif and Wicked. We have already seen how tanky a Braum can be as a support. Then you have now the poke come in from Shuk, who's most likely going to max his, evolve his W. Same goes for Zillion. Same goes for Taps as well with the long range poke. And nobody can dive him in the back line. Like, he's going to stay so safe here and just deal all the damage. There's no tank on the side of Fnatic.
Well, no team has ever pushed Fnatic this far in Europe. Gambit in spring 2013, they took them all the way in a best-of-5 series. They were the closest, but right now, 2 games down, Fnatic are going to have to dig really deep in this match. Soaz on Lulu. It's a champion he's said so many times is the best top laner. Of course, that was a long time ago. That was back at All-Stars. Not too sure it's the same now. So will Alliance sweep their way through Fnatic and stage an absolute upset here? Because Fnatic, they are the kings of Europe. They are the reigning champions. Can they be dethroned? Hashtag Alliance win or hashtag Fnatic win to at LO eSports. I'm not sure, honestly. Fnatic, while they've performed well, Fnatic, Alliance on the other side, have been impeccable. They've not been rocked. They've been confident, and they've led the whole way through.
And they've said, coming into this one, if you watch those videos, they look super confident, despite the fact that there were a few shaky moments throughout the playoffs for them. They, came into this one looking really well at 3-1. Fnatic themselves really struggled against Roccat. That one went down to 5 games. You could have argued that they could well have lost that final and been in yesterday's third-place game. The problem that they have now is a massive comeback. 3 games in a row is what they need.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 3 underway. Will it be the final one? That is the question. Massive Fnatic support live in-house here at Gamescom Hall 8. And you guys at home, how are you going to vote? Because Alliance, they've led throughout the summer split. They've 3-1'd every single team. They're currently 2-0 up in this best-of-5. And will they just close it out?
Well, Fnatic here, they have to get standard lanes because they have some very, very strong laners here. Lulu in the top lane is very strong in one-on-one. Orianna in the mid lane, of course. With Nami just down in the bottom lane. Fnatic, they need standard lanes and need to win the lanes here. It's not even like the mid game is a lot better if you look on the side of Alliance here, because you have Zillion being logged in. Taps is going to get Trinity Force and be fairly strong in the mid game. He's actually going to be strong throughout the entire game. Maokai, get a rotation of 1 tank item, and all of a sudden you are actually very, very tanky, and also can be a big part of the mid to early late game here. So it's not even like Fnatic has stages, except for maybe the laning phase, where they should be able to win against the comp from Alliance here. Because late game, again, we just talked about how there's nobody to dive Taps. He's going to stay safe in the back line. There's so much protection for him here. And then it's just all about constantly hitting Fnatic down, get 1 member low, and then you can also take them down here. There's, of course, no reset like on the side of Fnatic, and they just have to kite. I mean, they don't have any engage.
This would be a time for Fnatic to really not just step things up, but maybe go for something a little bit more unorthodox, something that Alliance aren't going to be ready for. You could also argue that they might also be thinking at this point, this is where we play standard, because you never quite know if those risky moves are going to play off. They're going to face check in here. There's the first Q coming down. The stun's going to land here onto Yellow Star, but there's no big follow-up. Reckless is doing enough damage there to Nip to force Alliance to back off.
So we do get standard lanes, like Fnatic wanted. They've been picking strong laners all around. Been listening to our analysts down at the desk saying after game 1, I want to see standard lanes from Fnatic, I want to see strong laners, and then see what they can do against Alliance here. So we simply have to see if they can win the lanes.
Oh, Reckless now getting focused on. Taps wasn't quite on the same page when the stun came out in Yellow Star, and Nif was like, come on, I've got him stunned, what are you waiting for? Didn't manage to get the return. So, the poke this time should, at the start in that bottom lane, go the advantage of Fnatic, despite the fact, obviously, Reckless is on Tristana, that Nami will help. It's the big #1 support currently that everybody favors. Mid lane, of course, Froggen and Peke. They're going to go at it. Level 2 first hit by Fnatic, and Reckless leaps in. This is the aggression we may not have seen, but he's going to get stunned out. Nifmo will get focused. Tabs taken very, very low. The Ignite was used. It was countered by Tabs' heal, and he is safe for now.
And that was a very, very nice all-in by Fnatic's bottom lane here, and a terrible situation for Alliance, because the wave was already pushing up towards, at least at the moment, once Fnatic hit level 2, it was up towards their own tower, so they had to stay very far up in the lane, and therefore had to use heal as well from Taps to actually stay alive. Nobody's top lane here. Shook looking for the first gang.
Oh, Twisted Advance comes down. Shook going to get in there. Soaz may not even bother to flash this one. He's going down. And it's Shook that gets the first kill in there. And despite that great work down in the bottom, they lose on the first kill. Are they going to be able to pick anything up? Tabs and Nif are at half HP. They've got decent CC. If they can only land it here under the tower, I still feel it could be a little bit too dangerous for them, though. There is actually the teleport coming in. Wicked's going to join in on this one, and that will force them off. I don't think there's any kill potential for Alliance, but it stops the dive.
And had a ward to actually spot Cyanide. Moving into, knew he was waiting. We could use the teleport. Has to now go actually back to base and then run all the way up to top lane. But Shook is instant there. Might even fancy a fight against Soaz.
We'll see whether he does. I think he just wants to hold and soak up the experience, make sure it doesn't crash against the tower while Wicked's coming back. I'm pretty sure he's not going to go for any of those last hits. Peke taken low in the mid lane. Froggen getting the bombs down and the rewind. Didn't go for the ignite, didn't go for that killer blow. Peke himself turned a bit of damage around himself, but this is a very testing time for Peke. This is the time to shine. He needs to go big, and he's against arguably the best player in Europe in the mid lane.
And that's one of the things about Froggen, that he doesn't mind wasting a ton of mana right at the start of the game to try and get some control on the lane. We see it. I mean, I don't think Peke even expected it. He actually shielded himself very late, because I don't think he expected Froggen to just go bomb, rewind, bomb, slow, all at the same time there. And again, Froggen just going into this
Cyanide
one.
is here.
We do see Cyanide moving around the back, though.
Oh, quick flash, gets rid of the cocoon. Froggen plays it safe, but we'll see whether Cyanide decides to play a return visit. And don't forget, level 5, Shockwave is available in the next level. That flash being burnt could be vital if Peke manages to catch him.
But Shook is already level 5 here, going towards Cyanide, feeling very, very confident. And he's going to get level 6 very, very soon, and should be able to join in case Fnatic decides to gank Froggen. He does have his ult, he can buy some time, and then Shook can come in there into the mid lane. So very nice start by Shook. He's been looking very good today, and Cyanide does not have the same impact we normally see from him. Definitely been in favor of Shook in terms of the junglers.
Oh, and they're going to do it again. Here we go. The bomb is down. Ignite is down. Shook's coming in from the back. Oh, the well back from Peke. And that is the kill. A second one for Shook. And this is the lane and jungler matchup that I think has been most impressive in Europe this year. Shook and Froggen are so good together.
It's just the synergy you had from the start. I mean, remember, it was always supposed to be Shook and Froggen together on this super team. They had some different players in mind at first. It didn't work out. Had to find some new ones, like Tabs came in, Nif came in. Probably not too unhappy with how the team ended out, because it is insanely strong. But Shook was always there from the start. Froggen said, I want to play with Shook. He's the best jungler in Europe, in my opinion. And they've been playing together ever since, and they have just shown great synergy from the start.
It was the nucleus, the beginnings, back in October 2013. That's when this team was first imagined by the mid laner Froggen. You guys are home, still hanging true with Fnatic despite the rough start they've had. The Fnatic faithful still tweeting strongly, but it's Alliance that are opening up once again with a good lead and a good start in the opening lane phase.
And if you look at it as well, Shook spent time in lane, effective time in lane, 2-0 ahead in farm as well. Okay, he actually taxed a bit of that from the mid lane, but look at this. He's going to be coming once again in this time towards that bottom lane. Reckless is going to get hit by 2. Can they actually get on top of him? He is level 6 here. It looks like Yellowstar will actually be the target. Yellowstar has a flash, but Braum
get one more
on him. He may get stunned up. One more to do it. Ignite ticking.
Oh, they got it.
He got it. Oh, down though to the tower, and Reckless. So it's a 1-for-1 in the end.
So Shook actually decided to evolve his E, even though he's maxing his W. And normally Kha'Zix junglers in Europe, we see them max W and evolve it as well. But Kakao actually from KT Arrows in the OGN finals, he went the same route here. He maxes W still, you have more wave clear in the jungle, and then you evolve your E, you evolve your Q as the next one. So you're basically looking for this skirmish power, like one-on-one burst damage. And it's also going to work because notice how Alliance wants to play these fights here. Nobody's going to touch Tabs. He's just going to stay safe, get everyone low, and then Shook goes in, and he will be able to get the resets and keep jumping around.
And with those wings evolved, expected to pay more visits now that Froggen's hit level 6 to that mid lane. He's actually level 7 now, but that ultimate available means he can dive very deep once again. Peke gets a bomb, gets the rewind, gets another bomb, and he defensive ball is just simply not enough. It's opening up a groove, and Shook is nearby and able to jump in there. Blue buff now coming up. That's going to be a key, and it's actually forced Yellow Star to come up, ward out some coverage to give them a little bit of support in their mid.
It is insane how fast Shook is actually farming in his own jungle. I said before, you max your W still for the jungle clear speed. He's ahead in farm. He's been ganking once in top lane, once in mid lane, once in bottom lane, and he's picked up kills in every single lane. Fnatic is still doing well farm-wise because they have the winning matchup in every single lane, but they have been slowed down by the fact that Shook has been playing so well.
And we see item-wise there, Froggen already taking massive chunks out of Peke, and that's only with that double orange ring and the chalice in there. Meanwhile, Cyanide at the bottom lane, but there's no one there. There's no one really for the taking. Alliance's bottom lane backed off, and with the recall of Fnatic in the mid lane, Froggen and Shook are going to move in. This is a massive damage onto the outer middle turret already.
That's a lot of damage burnt down. They may finish it off here. You can see it's just not going to quite take it down, but that's not going to be too safe for Peke to linger around. He's had to call in reinforcements. Cyanide makes his way across. So far, he is safe. Now, Soaz, he's dived on in the top lane. Wicked, he seems to be having a good time up here. We can see Morellonomicon is being built by Soaz, so it's going to continue to keep those basic attacks burning down along with the clear to lance on Wicked, but it's only a matter of time, it seems, and Wicked unharassed, despite the fact he is down on CS.
Look who's in the bottom lane.
Safe.
Oh, this is going to be dangerous. Yellow Star gets knocked up by the ultimate. There is Shook on top of them. They are going to get the bubble down, but Tabs is able to pick up the kill. The assist goes over to Shook. Meanwhile, Soaz and Wicked here on the top side of the map, having a big fight once again. The ultimate out of Soaz was used. Cyanide now coming up, but I don't think Wicked's going to be baited into that one.
Well, they want to dive him under the tower here. Don't actually even care if Wicked's going to get baited or not. They just want to kill him. They know the dragon is already gone because Yellow Star died in this bottom lane, so at least try and get a kill up in his top side.
Well, he's got his ultimate, he's got flash. It's going to be a 2v1, but he's going to get taken down. Didn't really put up too much resistance there, despite that twisted advance coming down. So, dragon taken, bought time, mid lane. That's got to be pretty low right now. Shockwave pulled in, Froggen doesn't care. Takes down the mid lane turret, he's got himself his res, there it is. Now we see Shook pouncing in, doesn't manage to get on towards Peke. The ignite was used and Peke was taken very low. Yellow Star trying to return some damage onto Shook. Not going to be enough.
It's just for the revenge. Didn't actually end up working because Peke was so low. They might be able to push down this tower though. Got Froggen back in base. He has no ulti. Actually, he's going to cancel his recall and stay.
Yeah, Wicked already TP'd up towards that top side. Going to keep him zoned as well as they possibly can there with the ball. Nif actually going in like a man and trying to get rid of those minions. And in the end, half of the health of that turret is gone. We actually saw Wicked just TP to the top lane after going down, so he wouldn't have been able to help out either way. He does, however, return with a blasting one on top of that catalyst, so his Rod of Ageless will be done relatively soon. Soaz has finished off Morellonomicon, and for Froggen, the Athenes is done as well. And we saw the confidence of him once again there. Puts the ultimate on himself, stays around to finish the turret as Tabs caught out someone, but that is Elise and Nami. There's not a whole lot of damage there for Tabs as Reckless didn't come in. Here it's Shook once again. This time, though, they finally got a ward down in that tri-bush and will back off.
Good coverage and simply just a couple of wards in the key placements there for Alliance. Gave them all the information they required for Fnatic. They do manage to react. They counter. 4 members of Alliance all moved in bulk down there. They're waiting still in the bush. They haven't backed away though, so Fnatic want to make a play, but I'm not sure it's going to work out for them. Cyanide still holding steady. Peke's had to go back and buy, and Fnatic, yeah, wisely will retreat from this situation. That middle turret's being pressured. Froggen is doing work in that mid lane right now. He's behind in CS, but with the help of Shook, he's been leaping in there. It's just put Peke into so much pressure, and the waves are just being cleared instantaneously.
And we just need Alliance to go back to base once. They can all pick up a lot of wards, and then instantly you're going to see the top side of the map around the entrance to the jungle of Fnatic just be warded. The mid lane is going to get warded by Froggen as well, and they're going to have full control and see where everyone from Fnatic is moving around. Soaz in this top lane, he keeps pushing down the wave. He will get some damage on the tower, will be able to take it as well, all alone. And it seems like Alliance don't really care for now. Wicked is just trying to pick up the farm he can. They know they're going to lose the tower. It's going to be all about the next dragon.
Tower is gone. 30 minutes and 10 into this one. They have a 1,400 gold lead for Alliance. A team that in their semi-final game against SK, it went to 4 matches. They were behind in all 4. There's a leap away. Actually, we already saw the cocoon landing. And look at the difference there between the two junglers. We said it right at the start that Shook's the carry jungler. Cyanide more of the support. And those kind of scorelines really prove that theory.
Massive difference between them. I mean, also look at this game here. Okay, you do have 1 kill on Cyanide, but that's been it. Shook has been everywhere on the map. Part of every single kill, or every time he went to a lane, he would get a kill. And also just look, if you look at the items, of course on Kha'Zix, you want to get all these damage items like he loves to do. And he can do it while on the other side of the Cyanide, building sides on Elise very early on, so not getting any combat stats.
Blue buff fight is coming. Shook fancies this one. He's got flash available. Smite's up there. If they can take this away from Peke, it's just another thorn in his side. They get the vision. Smite used by Cyanide. It doesn't mean Peke won't get it. And you can see he's already hurting for mana because every single time he needs to use that defensive ball to stop Frog and putting bombs on his head.
Oh, Soas may be in trouble here on this top side. The wild growth comes in from Soas and get a knock up. Wicked flashes. He'll twist it up after the one single minion there over the side, but doesn't matter for him. Soas is able to get that kill. But look at Shook on towards Peke. He's going to use the ultimate. Froggen will flash in. There's a bomb down. The bomb will get the kill, and that will put Froggen at 1-0-1. Meanwhile, down the bottom, Nif trying his hardest to get in there, and Alliance just turn on the switch of aggression.
Back and forth action. This game is opening up, and it's Alliance that are coming out on top. Yellowstar caught out this time. Glacial Fissure being used from Nif. Tab's not sure if he fancies this one. Flashing the cross. Soas teleporting in behind them. They're going to come around Alliance. Now Wicked will join the party. That's going to be Reckless getting himself 1 kill. Gets the reset. Tabs goes down. Soas picks up that kill. Finally, something starts to go Fnatic's way. They're going to push on down this bottom turret, but Froggen, he's coming to counter.
That was a very, very aggressive play here coming from Nif first, where he lands the ulti, but Taps is on the other side of the wall. He had to flash to actually get in range of Fnatic. We're just going to see it again here. Nif engaged, but look at Taps. He can't actually hit more than once. Reckless shoots him away. They move away from the wall. He has to flash over to join in and instantly teleport behind from Soas. Wicked jumps into the wall, but they've already lost the fight. Cyanide comes, pick up a kill for Reckless. Did he actually get a double? No, Soas pick up the last one. If there was no dragon for him to take, at least they got a few kills.
Sometimes you have to just say, okay, we used an ultimate, but it's not good enough. Yeah. We can't really fight this one. If you commit, it can go pear-shaped very quickly. It leaves us tied in kills at 5-5. There's only a 400 gold difference between these two teams as Wicked going to go aggressive on towards Yellowstar. Nif and Tabs are there as well. Bubble comes in but doesn't land onto Tabs. Meanwhile, Cyanide coming around. There's the cocoon onto Tabs. Orianna is there as well. Tabs at half HP. The shockwave lands onto Nif. Tabs will die at the back. Wicked at full health. And the Icathian surprise will go a long way, but not far enough, as it is another 2-0 here for Fnatic.
Wicked still trying to keep them busy. The rest of Alliance are reacting. Froggen and Shook coming around the side here. Fnatic got to be careful. They're all pretty low on hit points, and there's a reset machine ready to go. Shook jumps in. They get a lot of damage on towards Peke. Wicked diving, twisted advance on towards and load these spiderlings there. They're not going to get close enough. 5 members of Fnatic will retreat. Alliance, they have an advantage here. They may contemplate Dragon.
But still, Alliance is being a bit overconfident at the moment. They had no wards in the river as the fight started. They had Shook and Froggen in base, and yet they went for the fight. Instantly Fnatic moved down. 4 members, they turned it around, pick up some kills. Should be a Dragon for Alliance here. But they are giving up some easy kills to Fnatic at the moment.
Oh! Whoa, you didn't want to do that. Soas able to pick it up with a glitter lance, and Soas having a different game. He's a different beast this match. 3-1-2 with that Lulu. Morellina comes. Oh, whoa, Nif gonna walk through the tri-bush. They're all there. The bubble will land. He'll be able to get away from it, but risky bit of positioning, taking his eye off the ball for a second there, it seemed.
Well, not just for a second. Alliance have done it for the last 2 minutes. They've just been giving up kills left and right. Keep engaging fights, even though they have no idea where the members of Fnatic are. And it cost them. A lot of gold coming back from Fnatic here. They got kills on Reckless, got kills on Soas. all of a sudden they're back in the game.
That is the big thing. Kills on Reckless. Soaz waiting around the side. They're going to tower dive. That tower on next to no hit points here. Yellowstar's going to be the key man to engage. Tries to sneak around the side to throw out that bubble. The wave comes down. Niv stops it in his tracks, but Tabs is the target. Wild Growth being used. There's the rockets coming out from Reckless. He takes down one. Gets himself the reset. Niv's the next focus. He goes down. It's now a 5-0-2 Tristana. That is exactly what you need as he just rocket jumps away to safety.
Once again, Fnatic, they get the kills now. They get the towers mid lane. Tower went down as well. Xpeke killed it. And they're heading gold. Alliance was so far ahead. Shook was looking so strong. And Fnatic just picks up multiple kills. Towers. Now they're ahead.
Yeah, and in particular, Reckless 5-0-2 with his Tristana. Infinity Edge done. His Static Shiv is coming out soon as well. He's 45 CS ahead of Tabs as well. Top lane's ahead, mid lane's ahead. So it was the early kills for Alliance. Fnatic went for more of the safer early game by racking up the farm there. And they are also 3-1 ahead in turrets, which makes a big difference coming in. There's a blue buff for Froggen, who actually will be going into Archangels as his second item, as we've been seeing with the Zillion players. On the other side though, for Peke, Athene's into Sorcerer's Shoes, blasting one. You imagine that death cap should be coming into play next for him.
And Fnatic had 2 kills. They were behind 2,500 gold 5 minutes ago. Now they're sitting on 10 kills. And they're ahead in gold. Didn't get the dragon. Alliance managed to pick it up, but still got a kill for it. Took 2 towers. 5 minutes, and the game is just being completely flipped around. And all of a sudden, Fnatic are now pushing down, applying pressure.
This is exactly what they need. So many times we were talking about how Shook was getting going, how his stats were working out, but getting kills on your jungle is not always the best deal. Getting a 5-0-2 Tristana, who needs to make it to the late game to get going. Well, he gets a boost, a steroid. He's now going. He is gone. 20 minutes in, he's got himself Static Shiv almost complete as well. And Fnatic are in the driving seat with effectively a late game comp.
Yeah, but again, it wasn't even because all the kills went to Shook. It was just Alliance who kept engaging. But they had no vision of Fnatic. They played over aggressive. Now they've been paying the price. But yeah, of course, Fnatic do want to go late game. On the other side, Alliance are looking very strong in the late game too.
Oh, Reckless gonna find Froggen here. He's gonna fancy this fight, and he might just kill him off. Ulti will be popped there in the end, underneath his own tower though. So Froggen at a point where he can survive, I guess we can call it. We can call his ultimate surviving, I think. Well, that will be down for a little while. Good thing is, when you've got that much cooldown, you can just press R a lot and your ulti's back up in no time. Press W a lot, and then your R's back up in no time, is what I meant.
So, at the moment, Fnatic have themselves the lead. Can they close it out though? They have yet to really transition it into any inner turrets. All of the outers are down, and it's Alliance that are actually trying to force out some ward control with the Dragon over 2 minutes away. It's the bottom turret that they're pushing down. They're trying to clear that wave out. You see Froggen, he's keeping them busy, but look at Fnatic. 5 members in this mid lane. They are clear on what goal they want.
Yeah.
And try and shove it on through.
And full credit to Fnatic for playing so well the last few minutes. They've been looking for the fights as well. They got them, starting to run as a team. Source John in, constant fighting in the bottom lane, and Fnatic were just always ahead of Lions there. They're always one more member, they're always in a better position. So full credit to Fnatic for making their comeback, even though they were only 2,500 gold behind. Still a small comeback.
You have to wonder if it's gonna be Alliance being too confident, if you give Fnatic too much room to play with there, as we just did see Shockwave from Peke used onto Froggen. His ultimate is back up and available now though, and this bottom turret is going to fall, so that's a bit more gold back for Alliance. Looked like Yellowstar and Peke wanted to try and get involved on that one, but they went over the top of a ward and not going to be able to do anything about it. Dragon up in 50 seconds. This is going to be an important one. With Fnatic's newfound stamp on the game, can they hold on and get that one?
Well, the clairvoyance is used. Clairvoyance, scrying orb, going a bit old school there. Well, it's technically the same thing. It was used out by Reckless to get vision. Dragon up is 30 seconds away. I think Fnatic are a little off on their timing here. They are holding their position, and well, Alliance are not really too interested right now because they know it's another 15 seconds before it spawns.
Look at all the ping wards Fnatic just placed around this dragon here. They definitely want to fight. I mean, Reckless has basically skipped his weak midpoint now. He already has Static Shift and Infinity Edge completed because he got all these kills. So he's looking really good. No death cap yet for Expect is going to be the next big deal. But Fnatic, they're looking to fight. They have all the ping wards in place. It's now up to Alliance to move in and engage.
Gotta feel that Nif's gonna be an important part of this one. Whether he can get a good ultimate off of Shook here, going towards Soaz, but the slow's coming in and Shook can only go so far on this one. He's actually lost more health than damage that he's given out. There's the speed back up. He managed to force Fnatic away, flash away from the shockwave. Reckless is coming around the side. I don't think he'll stick around though. He's actually gone back into the river and he's gonna loop around to join the rest of his team.
So 2 ultis are down here from Fnatic. Alliance staying around here, clearing all the ping wards now. Will they actually start this Dragon?
This is risky for Alliance. You know, Fnatic, they didn't really use or lose a lot of hit points. Still no shockwave though. That's a big deal maker. And again, the wave, which is why Alliance, they're burning down this dragon. They're going to try and close it out. Shook will smite that one. The question is, will they get out alive? Or will they just try and turn it around? Wicked Pounce is in there. They jump on towards Soaz. Now Reckless to focus. Nif gets on him, but nobody else is in reading the same wavelengths. The Aqua Prism doesn't land. Flash comes out. Cyanide gets away. And now Alliance, they're on the retreat. Reckless chasing. Wheelie jumping. Gets the speed boost from Peke. Oh, risky play. He fancies it. He's waiting to pounce. Now he rocket jumps across. Froggen's the target. Wicked now tanking out all of that damage. Twisted advance to the minions. He should get away safe. Soaz comes across. Flash Glitzerlands. Doesn't quite get the damage down. Picks off and now chases on towards, and Nif is still the only man to go down.
But right here we saw exactly what Fnatic want to do with their comp. They want Alliance to engage onto them and just instant disengage. There was no shockwave, no tidal wave, and yet they picked up a kill, chased Alliance. As soon as you get the first kill now, you just start chasing. You have Orianna to speed up, you have Lulu to speed yourself up, and of course resets on Tristana. Even Nami is going to speed people up here. So there's so much movement speed for Fnatic here, and once they win the fight, chasing on, force a lot of flashes here from Alliance. Did manage to stop the dragon. Don't really have any engage, so they can't just run into Alliance. They have to wait for Alliance to actually engage on them.
I think Nif was a little worried there that they could have moved away towards Baron. He will then go up and stick a couple of wards in on the bottom side of it. One up by the Tri-Bush as well, and Fnatic are moving around that area at the moment. Yellow Star will be clearing out first. They'll get Cyanide in as well. Nif not exactly going to be pushing this wave at the top side all that quickly. And we can see Asu is unbreakable as Soaz, who is looking incredibly confident in this game. That flash glitter lance that we saw on the bottom side. He's got a death cap, Morellonomicon blasting one in there, so it's not like he's not doing a ton of damage. So dangerous times here for Alliance. Farm is down on each side. The kills all stacked up with Reckless. 3 for Soaz, 2 in the mid lane for Peke, who's also got his death cap available now. And these next few minutes going to be a big test for Alliance.
Yeah, small cautionary sign there. Nif was up the top and it actually drew 4 members of Fnatic to him while there was 3 members of Alliance stood in the middle. So it was never like he was ever going to just stick and push the tower against Soaz. There was never any sign of that. Fnatic reacted quickly though, and now they are the ones being pushing. They're going towards the bottom while Alliance shove in the mid. This is risky play. Fnatic have played this game with Alliance before and came out worse. They're going to go for it again.
Alliance have no minions. They're basically just hitting the tower without any minions, while Fnatic has all the minions in the world here and just pushing down. This is going to be another tower.
Yeah, Alliance have decided to recall it here, and last time that we saw this one happen, Reckless afterwards said, I made the call and it was the wrong call. This time around though, they stick in there. Froggen's actually not recalled here with his other teammates, so that will actually mean that he can stick around, get that in a tower. Well, the inhibitor tower has already gone down. The inhibitor itself is at half HP. I don't think the Fnatic are going to risk it by sticking around any longer. They may now try for a bit of a Baron dance though.
Well, at least won the base race, picked up even more gold. I mean, things are looking very, very good for Fnatic here. They're making the right decisions. They're suddenly the ones controlling the map, taking towers where there's no response from Alliance, or not a good enough response. Got 1 torrent, so we can pick up all the farm.
Ooh,
but yeah, they can go Baron now.
Teleport was used. Alliance can go Baron. There is a ward there. Fnatic stick around. Okay. Ooh, that's some big damage on Shook. The shockwave falls off. He's taken very low, has to pounce out there, and that simple play will be enough to force them out now. Baron doing the attacks on Wicked, burning down his hit points. Fnatic down to Peke to do the moves and pull off a play that basically gave Alliance the fear of
now
their lives.
Fnatic is pushing. Look at the mid lane. Rek is already pushing in. Minions are gonna come. No ulti for Frog in here. Shook is back in base. This might be another tower for Fnatic.
They can totally afford to tank that up as well. The shield from Lulu, the shield from Orianna, the turret not particularly burning through that even, and that will be an inner turret then. So top lane is an open inhibitor. The rest is just down to those inhibitor turrets, and playing on a knife edge here are Alliance. Fnatic got full vision control of Baron as well. And is this the start of a epic comeback for Fnatic? Because honestly, it would be an epic comeback. Looking at both games that we've already seen, Alliance looked visibly stronger in both of them. They weren't very close matches.
Alliance just tried to chase Fnatic back. They've all had to go back to base, but there's so many wards that they can't exactly sneak in and get this Baron pit. They've just had to clear out 2 pinks and sweep 1 out, which means Fnatic, they will be back. They're all going to be full hit points, full mana. Ultimates are all off cooldown, so Alliance tried to rush a play. What the hell kind of jump was that, Shook? It was like one of those sail cats that just slip on the top of the slide, not quite make it. Well, everybody's seen the GIF.
Okay. And again, Alliance just trying to get some coverage here, but Soaz went for Void Staff with that last blasting wand, and his damage is just ridiculous at this stage. Top lane actually will be a turret here for Alliance if the minions ever decide that they want to finish that one off. Actually, I don't think they've got to get it, at least for this wave at least. And that means Alliance will be adding a bit more gold to their total, but it's Fnatic who are holding the dominance over the map. There's a dragon up in 5 seconds, which Fnatic all in position for already. And that should be able to go down quickly before Alliance get to it.
Look how dangerous this is. If Alliance lose this fight, there's a giant wave in the bottom wave and they can just push straight in. Dragon goes down, shockwave goes off, Fnatic strike. The wave only hits on Nif. That's not the target they wanted, and now Alliance trying to counteract this one. But Fnatic, they have the speed to just back away, and Shook is stopped dead. And, well, they hit and run.
Yeah. And this is exactly why Yellowstar can engage with his tidal wave, because every single time Nif is there, puts up the shield like we saw in game 2, and he will just stop it. Still down this bottom lane. Wicked is forced to go down defended, and Fnatic once again looking for the fight. Speed up. Someone, doesn't even matter who, just run towards the Alliance and try and start a fight here. They're going to push down. They do have a lot of siege potential because they have so many range, actually 5 range champions. Great siege here, great disengage. I don't feel like they want to go for it just yet.
And just kite all day long, and especially in these areas around the Baron, where that Glitter Lance is probably going to catch a lot of you. A Shockwave will be easier to land, and the knockup from Wild Growth will be all that more effective if they're grouped up in the narrow passages of the jungle. Fnatic, however, looking like they just want to go home and spend a little bit of gold of the last few minutes and come back with then stronger items. If we look at Reckless, Infinity Edge, Blade of the Ruin King, Static Shift, got a bit of magic resist in there as well. The Death Cap, 4x Peke there, and another blasting wand on top of that one. He'll be getting his blue buff here, and that will mean that he can head back up towards that Baron area, possibly. The possibility of having a fight. Froggen caught a little bit out here in the mid lane. Reckless gonna flash. They managed to pop his ultimate. Reckless has his ulti if he needs to knock him back. He does. He actually knocked him through the wall and maybe away from his team. It's enough to get him the kill though, and that you have to feel is definitely a Baron when you lose the important mid laner with his damage and the utility of his ultimate.
And that's how you pick off a target here. Double speed up for Reckless. He got the E from Nightmare as well, so his auto attacks were going to slow, and he just ran forward, found Froggen here. If they do get this Baron, and just by the fact they are hitting gold, is so good for them, because once they start grouping and sieging at towers, Alliance is forced to engage on them, just like Fnatic wants.
Nif caught out, trying to risk it. They needed to try and get some ward coverage, but that's a simple pickup for Fnatic. They're still hanging around. There's still the potential for a steal from Shook, but you got to feel this Baron is going to get burnt down so quickly. They're going to rush straight for the inhibitor turret. They did this the other day. It worked out. They got that inhib turret down. That is going to be the Baron. Teleport available to Soaz if he wants to take it. They're going to put a lot of damage in this one, but the simple fact is, Tabs only just completed that Blade of the Rune King. He hasn't got anywhere near the damage that Reckless holds.
And this was all about those golden 5 minutes for Fnatic, where they went from having 2 kills, being slightly behind in gold, to just go up to 10 kills, and suddenly they were like 4,000 gold ahead.
Oh, he's dead.
And suddenly they were controlling the game, because as soon as you're ahead with this comp here, and you're the one starting pressing up towers, and sure, whoa, this is gonna die.
Yeah.
This is gonna die. Reckless got a kill, even better for Fnatic. But as soon as Fnatic got ahead with this comp here, they didn't have to worry about not being able to engage on Alliance, because now Alliance were forced to engage on them if they want to stop any kind of objective, if they want to stop them from killing towers. And then Fnatic really looked to take this game.
And that point of the game, the mid-game slump, if you call it that, for Tristana was basically just avoided because of all those fights coming in. He's now 7-0-4. He's got 100 CS more than Tabs. And overall, just playing very, very confidently. And speaking of confidence, Soaz is in a mood that we've not seen in him at all in this best of 5. Quite happy to flash, to get that damage down and to chase in there. He's currently 3-1-7 himself and has just picked up another needlessly large rod.
Reckless is so confident in himself right now. He's over 4,000 gold ahead of Tabs. He's just roaming around without wards in the enemy jungle. Completely confident because they were all up in that top lane. There was only Wicked nearby, but I think he's going to do a great deal to stop him right now. Reckless is a killing machine. If he gets hold of someone in a straight up 1v1, they will just die.
Yeah, and he didn't even have to build Last Whisper because Wicked had to get some magic resist early on, so there's not enough armor on the side of Alliance to even make the Last Whisper worth it. Therefore, he went for the Blade of the Rune King instead, just to stay even more safe and get also the percent magic damage onto Wicked here, because he knows it's going to be all about him killing Wicked so fast that then the rest of the team can chase on Alliance and get to tap.
And Alliance have got no vision in their own jungle here. That's the problem. That's how they just basically lost that inhibitor. Okay, you might argue that Fnatic would have been able to go in there anyway, but Alliance didn't have those early wards out there to figure out where Fnatic actually were. They were just relying on clearing the wave out of that mid lane. And here is Soaz going to speed himself up. Will he catch Wicked? He does get the slow. Have they got the damage to follow in? No, not yet, but that might force them away from the inhibitor turret.
Trying to catch them out. Shook caught with a cocoon. Not followed up quick enough though, but the minion wave, it's enough. They can just shield up Reckless. He keeps tanking down that turret, putting the damage on towards it. Peke burns away, keeps Nif at guard, and they just keep on poking it down. The rest of Alliance, they're trying to relay race themselves into the base as they get them fountain hit points regenerated. Cyanide takes up burst. This Baron buff close to a minute left on it, and they're still keeping the pressure on Alliance. That shockwave ball, keep your eye on it, because if it focuses on anyone like Froggen or Tabs, it will fire.
Stud waiting for the next wave of those minions to come around, and Reckless again taking the double shields coming through and quite happy to take a tower hit or a little auto attack here and there. But looks like Alliance have actually done enough here to force them back. There's a big wave for Fnatic actually coming down. The top lane, of course, will contain super minions as well. Seems like Fnatic fancy themselves a dragon here, get a bit of extra gold.
Now they have actually hit the point where you do want to get Last Whisper for Reckless. That's getting enough armor on Wicked, going to be annoying, and then Reckless has, at the moment, 3,000 gold. He's just going to get a bit more, then he can go back. I think you're almost getting close to 4,000 before he decides to back.
He's just keep
very,
pushing
very,
as well.
very farm lady carry.
It's only the second dragon of the game for Fnatic, and that just shows, you know, Alliance had great control early on, but Alliance played into the hands of Fnatic, and as you mentioned, you called it the golden 5 minutes. It really is. And they just turned this game on its head, backing up that AD carry, which they have tried to do throughout. You know, obviously Protect the Vayne kind of worked out last time. It's speed up and launch the Rocket Boy in there, Rocket Girl, I should say, technically, because Reckless is a female, but Peke
Reckless
and
is indeed a
Reckless
female.
are not.
You got that one the wrong way around.
Reckless is a female. Well, I'm sure a lot of fangirls out there would argue he's definitely not. He's a popular one, that's for sure, in Gamescom. 14-5 over all the kills, and Fnatic, could they get themselves their first victory here? They have won the last 3 LCS splits. Nobody in the history of the European LCS has won this. Alliance, they're one step away, but Fnatic, they're not giving up easy.
again knocking on the door. There is the engage though from Wicked. Has it been enough too much this time? Let's see. Alliance have decided it is time to go. The tidal wave comes through. Bubbles in there as well, but Wicked holding them all away. Shook got the ultimate from Froggen. They didn't lose too much from that one here, Alliance.
No, and you just see how far behind the lines actually is. I mean, they want to go for the engage. Easy disengage from Fnatic. Reckless is back to full HP already. Ulti was used by Froggen. This tower is going to go down as soon as Nif decides to die.
Oh, Nif is going to die. Reckless gets himself another 8-0-4. The MVP of the season, showing exactly how it's done as he just keeps on tanking it down. Look at the size of that shield he has on him. The double shield comes out. That's going to be the second inhib of the game going down. Super Minions actually starting to put some work on towards the Nexus turrets as well. But Fnatic, they're just going to back away. Baron's up in a minute. They can go back and spend that massive chunk of gold they've got.
And that was a problem for me in last game. The Unbreakable was unbreakable. They couldn't get through, but this time they actually said, you know what, doesn't matter, just keep focusing him. He gets knocked around with everything else and able to finish him off. And the turret leaves an 8-0-4 Reckless, who probably, well, he's going to have 6 items next time that he does decide to go home. Obviously, we'll change that QSS into a scimitar, and who knows, maybe even sell off those boots, come back in with a couple of elixirs to work with as well. For Soaz, he's now added in the Zhonya's, which is only going to make him more confident. We've already seen him flashing in to get the knock-up from Wild Growth and to get the slows going down. Here they come from the side once again.
Going to jump on towards him. Wicked's going to try and react. He got onto Reckless. Reckless forced out of the fight. Now Alliance with Reckless gone. Can they try and create something here? They got a good bunch of damage onto Reckless, but they couldn't follow through. The Resurrect comes through. Froggen focuses on Cyanide. He repels away. There's no race to drop to, so they will get him down. Oh, will they? The big shield comes out. The Wild Growth comes out. And Wicked now, the tankiest member, is just getting shredded down. Cyanide does go down to Froggen, but Reckless, he's back. He's got the hit points, and he is looking for revenge onto Alliance. They forced them away. It's a 2-for-2, but it's Fnatic pushing down the mid lane with the Super Minions.
Pushing down here. There's no ulti for Yellowstar or Source, and Reckless is not done yet.
Oh, Shook actually got the bomb on him there, so they had to get away from him. Yellowstar down pretty low. There's Reckless getting another couple of hits off. Soaz is fairly low, but there is Reckless. Can he get one? The ulti went out to Shook, which means Froggen dies. Reckless is going to have the shield, the bubble onto him, and that's a double kill for Reckless.
They're going to go
only if left alive. They can finish right here.
Reckless, like a machine gun, 10-0-6, follows on through and guns down every minion in sight, whether it be a champion or a little minion inside. He's gonna get in there. Fnatic, it's gonna be 2-1, ladies and gentlemen. We will get ourselves a game 4. Fnatic are not done yet. They are holding strong, and it was a great turnaround. Dominant performance, and Alliance, it's not gonna be that easy.
Such a well-deserved win here, and such an important confidence booster as well. I said it earlier about Soaz in particular, a man who doesn't play well when he's not feeling good, when the pressure, you know, is on him and he's not performing. That's the scenario where you can really